YouTube, what's happening? It is Wednesday, July 2nd, and we're going to talk about baseball today. We have not 15, we have 18 games on the slate today because three of the games from yesterday got rained out, pushed to today for a nice little doubleheader. And then we also have the continuation of another game. So technically, we have 19 games, really. So I mean, was it 3, 6, 9, 12, 15? Yeah, 18, potentially 19 games. That is a busy, it's the busiest day we ever had. I don't think I've ever had an 18 game slate, 18.5, whatever we want to call it. So we're going to roll through these games. You're going to learn how doubleheaders work here if you've ever seen them before. So it's going to be fun, interesting. So we're going to look at the props, look at the stats, look at everything we need to see if we can make some value. But first, let's recap yesterday. Gossman, 2 earned runs in the first, and then masterful performance afterwards. Yankees, you're about banned. Seriously. Pittsburgh money line, a 1-0 win. Hey, we will take it. So good. Miami, +1.5. They even need the plus. They won outright. That is what, an 8-9 game streak. They are amazing. Detroit, Washington, I can't remember the hit. There's so many damn games. I gotta look at my sheet. No, that's one of the ones that got pushed today. So Baz gave up 7 hits. Milwaukee got pushed over 9.5 on the Angels, and Braves ended up 4-0 Angels randomly after being 0-0 forever. Cubs did win. Under 11.5 was a sweat. It was 6-5 final. We'll take it. A win's a win. Seattle money line did not hit, and then San Fran, Arizona did hit 10 runs, so that was a sweat too. But hey, we still hit it. And the parlay was no. I can't see it. The parlay was no bueno, thanks to the Yankees. So straight plays were 5-4. The parlay was 0-1. So basically, we lost some juice on today. Nothing crazy because it's 1% every play. Every play is 1%. So we lost a little bit of juice. Nothing crazy. If you want the plays typed out for every single sport I do, or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, check out the HQ. Simple as that. So enough of that. Here, let's do this. Let's just go ahead and jump over to weather so we can make sure. Everything's good. Let me hit a refresh real quick to make sure everything's nice and pretty. So let's, since weather was such a big deal yesterday, we got checking in today. So Tampa, yeah, but we're used to it here. We're used to it. It rains every day basically, so we're good. Nothing too crazy. It might be a delay. That'd be all right. Pittsburgh, nothing to worry about. Philly, nothing to worry about. Washington, nothing to worry about. New York, nothing to worry about. Boston, nothing to worry about. Philly, same. Miami inside. Washington, nothing. Toronto, Mets, Boston, Braves. It's looking like there's not really many issues. Maybe a little wind in Colorado, but little wind in Dodgers. So yeah, nothing really outside of potentially some rain in Tampa, which we're used to here. Hopefully it looks like a day we can finish all the games. So that's our weather. We've been through everything, did a recap. Go back to the schedule so you can see it. It's a busy one, so let's stop wasting time. Let's jump to the first game right now. Okay, so the way we're going to do this, since there's so many games today, a very wild day, we're going to focus on the double headers first. Because if you're new here, I typically don't play double headers, but we're going to do this a little different. So we have 3 of them. We have Detroit, Washington, San Diego, Philly, and Milwaukee, New York. Now, if I have a play from yesterday that rolled over, like the Detroit play or the Milwaukee play, those will probably stay on there if they're the first game. I'm not doing no second game nonsense. So, because second games are just a pain. If you ever seen how it works, usually a lot of times they'll split the series 1-1. It happens more often than you think it does. And then it messes with the whole flow of things. Bullpen usage gets completely jacked up because they might get used in the first but not used in the second. It just messes so many things up. Baseball players are creatures of habit. You mess with their habit and all of a sudden they start playing weird. So, and that's not what we want. We want consistency based on their averages. So let's focus on this. So come over here. We're going to look at Detroit first. That's the first one we got. Detroit. I got the first game. We got Detroit is this with 8.5 in the total. We got to look at who the pitchers are. There's going to be a little bit of finesse in this one. And then Detroit, you see, is basically a pick 'em in the next game, the night game. So we had to come back over here to ESPN. So we have to pop over here. Oh, nope. There, and we got to see who the first game is for Detroit. First for Detroit is going to be Holton versus Trevor Williams. Now in this one, we did, I believe, let me go back to my sheet just to make sure, because yeah, I took Detroit over 9.5 in this one. Oh, this game I had the over because we're fading Trevor Williams and Holton because of everything. I already broke that down yesterday. I'm not breaking it down again. I will show the sheet for you though. So yeah, we can pop that up. We can go over to the Detroit Washington game. There are the numbers. This is why the pitchers were both giving up runs. Both teams batted pretty well. So I'm going to roll that play over again to it. Over 9.5. There, that one's done. Now with the second game of the doubleheader, the stats don't change. It's the same stats. We just need to come back and look at the actuals. Who's pitching? So we come down, we got Flaherty versus Gore, which is a hell of a different matchup. So now we're looking at Flaherty, who's giving up some runs, Gore, who's a strikeout dude. We come back to the spreadsheet, we look at our numbers, and we see that both teams don't strike out much, but guess what? We're going to go look at the numbers anyway, because you never know what we can find this one. So let's bring up, this is Outlier, by the way. Link in the pinned comment. Click it, sign, get you a week of fall free. We want the second Tigers-Nationals game. That's bats, actually. Oops. Maybe ring up that pitchers. Second game here, Flaherty, Gore, and all we have are strikeouts. So that doesn't help me much, but we'll still look at it. We'll look at what we can. So 5.6 on 6.5. That's a hell of a... Sorry, Mackenzie. I can't. Your numbers have fallen off. You were a beast. Like, literally, look at the numbers there back here. You were doing good, but now what is this? What are you doing? Are you tired? You need a break? You need some PTO? Like, come on, bro. Matchups, Gore versus Detroit, nothing really there for us. Lefties, you can see they do, some do decent. Washington versus righties, and Flaherty versus Washington. I don't see anything really jumping out. Both offenses are good, but both pitchers are good too. So, and we don't have really earned runs to look at here, so we got to do it the old-fashioned way, which I hate doing. But guess what? You got to do what you got to do to make it work. So let's open up the ESPN stuff. I hate doing ESPN stuff, but we got to make it work sometimes. So Flaherty, 5-9 with a 4.8. He is not that good. We come down, we see his last two games, 7 earned runs, 8 earned runs, 3 earned runs, potentially a second over could be in play. It's 8.5 in this game. So, but Mackenzie Gore's been pretty good. 3.09 ERA, 3.8. Ignore that. You keep us, yeah. So let's scroll down so you can see it. 1.522. That's great. That comes out to like a 2 average between it. Yeah, that's 10 over the last 5 games. That's a 2 average for him. Flaherty's at a what? A 15, 18, 19 divided by 5 comes out to what? Damn near 4. So yeah, I don't trust Detroit at all. I don't want to touch the second game because weird stuff. So first one's staying 9.5 over. Second one's going to be a pass. Let's move on to the next doubleheader. All right, the second doubleheader is going to be San Diego and Philadelphia. Now in this one, I believe I passed on everything yesterday. Let me just verify with my little photo real quick. San Diego is, yeah, I passed. There was no lean on the first game, so that's going to stay the same. Nothing changes because that was the Pavetta game, I do believe. But I'll show the lines. We'll go over everything. First game, it was basically a pick with an 8.5 total, and then we come to the second game. You can see it is Philly 144. Big difference in favor at 8.5, so that clearly leans on the pitching. We come look at the numbers because we can always look at those and see how teams are doing. Remember yesterday when I broke this down, there was no real difference in this one. All the pitching was about the same. So I'm not breaking down yesterday's first game. I will look at the second game though. So let's come over here. So this is the pitchers in the first game. It's Pavetta and Abel. Nope. Were they the ones yesterday? Who's the other set of pitchers? Hold up. Wait a minute. Cease and Sanchez. I don't even remember who it was yesterday now. Well, guess what? We're going to look at both because why the hell not? I want to make sure you got all the information you need to. So let's look at Pavetta. Let's look at Mick. Let's see what they're up to. It was 3 on the earned runs for you, and then it was 1.8. Mick's been doing better. Let's go to the matchups. Mick never faced San Diego. Righties for San Diego. You see how they do. Philly versus righties, there you go, and Pavetta versus Philly. Harper, yeah, it was this one because I remember Harper teeing off on Pavetta a little bit because we went to look for Harper, and Harper hadn't hit much. He's been doing terrible with the bats. So we wanted to leave that alone. I lean Harper, but I don't like his recency with the bats. So that's what it was. So that's why it was a pass. So definitely for sure. So that was why it was a pass, don't lean. Let's look at the second game though, just to make sure. This one is going to be who? It would be Dylan Cease and Cristobal Sanchez. Strikeouts for both. Interesting. Can't give me earned runs. I mean, whatever. I'll take it. But a 7.8 on a 6.5. That's already good. Dylan Cease has been crushing strikeouts recently. Philly is 20th in strikeouts, if you didn't notice. Look at that. They're averaging 8.7 in the last 10 games. Good stuff. They're at home, but whatever. Let's look at the props again. We can see that's great. We could take that strikeout pop right there. I feel good about it, especially against a team that the bats, it's a second game, so the bats might be a little more tired. They might have swung too much the first time. It happens. So Sanchez, 4.5 strikeouts when the dude is all over the damn place. 6'6", 4.5. San Diego is third in strikeouts. I typically don't like that, but then we just saw Wheeler go off against them 2 days ago and strike out a bunch. So they could be slumping. Potentially good to take both of these. If I had to pick between the two, I'm taking Cease. Let's look at the matchups. Sanchez versus San Diego. Historically, this is all the data in the last so many years. Lefties for San Diego again. Philly versus righties again. Cease versus Philly. Anybody tee off? Schwarber has 7 at-bats, 429 with 2 homers, 3 ribbies, and a 2.0. Wow. Wowie, wow. Kelp, wow. 240 with 3 home runs. Now, yeah, for you. Then, yeah, there's nothing. There's a man, some of you tee off a little bit, but you've had a lot of bats to tee off. Well, not you. Seven's not that many. So we could potentially. So Cease, Philly's favorite, but Cease's strikeouts, that looks good. They both look good on the strikeouts. I just don't trust strikeouts against San Diego. I do trust them against Philly. I might take Cease strikeouts. 6.5, he would need 7 for a plus 100. What's the alt line? Yeah, it's plus 100. I think I'm going to take this. We're going to trust that the bats might be a little tired. Hopefully, Philly goes on like a high-scoring rampage in the first game, and they put up like a 12 spot, because then the bats will be tired. And maybe they might even rest some players in the second game, which is even better. So the first game is going to be a pass with no lean. No lean on that. Second one, we're going to go Cease over 6.5 strikeouts. 6.5 Ks. Let's look at his earned runs too, because we just need to be sure. We need to know things. So let's go open up the earned runs real quick just to make sure. We pop to the weather tab. We come over here. 4.53 is not good, but you are striking out a ton. If you don't get blown up like the Dodgers did, that was the Dodgers. The second game you faced them, because the first one you had a gem out there, 11 Ks. Wow. You can see how you have been doing. 9.48, good stuff overall. Just beautiful. Beautiful game. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna trust these, and then let me show you Christopher Sanchez too. His last few numbers, there we go. There's the 11 against Houston. Outside of that, there's a couple fours that concern me. I'm gonna take C's. We'll take C strikeouts next. All right, and the third and final doubleheader is gonna be Milwaukee and the New York Mets. So we need to come over here, look at the lines for both games. We can see, there they are. There's the first one. It's Mets 125 with an 8.5 total. This is the one we took Milwaukee plus 1.5 based on the pitching and the information. We'll cover that. We'll refresh that in a second. And the second one is going to be Milwaukee down here, Milwaukee 125. So we got to see who's pitching in both these games. Let me get rid of all these other pitchers that we don't need anymore. And let's go take a look, shall we? Go to the schedule. And the first Milwaukee game is going to be Peralta and Holmes. That's the one we broke down yesterday. That's the one we took Milwaukee plus 1.5. And we're going to, yeah, we already got locked in, so we're just going to keep it. So can't change it really. Not cashing out or anything. So we're going to go Milwaukee plus 1.5. So add it right back to the list, because I took it yesterday. It can't change. But then the second one's the question, because we got the Rook going out there. The Jacob dude's been amazing, like amazing with his stats. So let's go look at the actual props, because it's going against the undecided, so it doesn't really help us much. We got to see, maybe Outlier knows who's pitching. Let's go find out. Outlier, can you help us, good sir? And we want to Milwaukee, I said Brewers. There's Brewers 2. That's Brewers 1. That's a day game. Brewers right there. I'm blind. Gotcha. So all we have, 4.5 strikeouts is all he has. That's his number. Huh. Makes me question things. Let's go look. And the reason I question is because I look at the numbers and I see, well, the Brewers have been the best offense in the last week. They have been crushing numbers. It's just disgusting numbers. Not only getting runs, they're batting .319. It's just, that's why we lean Milwaukee 1.5 in the first game. Second game, again, same situation. I might just take the Rook for 4.5 strikeouts, because that's it. That feels like a low amount of strikeouts, especially when you open up his numbers and you see 5, 6, 8. What? Are they expecting him not to strike out? You expected him to have a bad day? Is he? Now, he's already been on the road to Minnesota in his first road game. He's been great. Like, dude is unhittable almost. Like, let me pull up his actual numbers. If you are unfamiliar with this man's game, hey, you got to give him props for his due, because let me show you this man's game. You see, he is 3-0 with a 1.13 ERA, 19 Ks, and a .63 whip. Look at this. Look at this. He has given up 3 total hits in 16 innings. 2 earned runs, 1 home run in the Minnesota game, whatever. But still, disgusting numbers, disgusting. And the Mets offense is not that good. You can see how they're doing. So not only I would leave Milwaukee, but I'm not going to take Milwaukee in the second one. I don't trust bats. Not in the second game. But the second game, I will trust the pitcher to dominate, because hopefully maybe the Mets and Milwaukee have a high-scoring first game. It could easily happen, and the Mets get a little swung out. They get a little tired. Second game, same situation as Cease. All of a sudden, second pitcher comes in, especially, flamethrower like this dude to come in for a second game? Oh, hell no. No, give me the Rook. How do you spell the Miz, I think they're calling his nickname. Misiorowski over. It's 4.4. Can we outline? I want a better line. 158. I almost want to take 5.5, but we'll take the original line, which is 158. Ugh, I might ladder that just for fun. I might. Over 4.5 Ks. I gotta take this. This is the play I'm taking for game 2 next. All right, and just like that, the 3 weird ones are out of the way. The 6 games, 3 doubleheaders. Yes. Also, Cincy Boston still happening. They're going to continue from yesterday. I guess we'll do that one next because that will affect the next Cincy Boston game. So they're going to finish the game first, but then they got to go to the second game. So let's go over to that one. So see, they're finishing this one. It was suspended in like the third or something like that. Then they're going to move down here. So technically it is a doubleheader. It's just a weird doubleheader. So second game is 7-10. We can see Boston's a slight favorite. 9.5 is our total. Let's pop over to Boston. Let's take a look at that sheet. So we're getting all the weird ones out of the way before we jump to the actual normal slate. So yeah, this was a pass yesterday because I had no lean because they're, yeah, you get it, right? Okay, cool. Let's go look over at the pitching in this one. So there's only going to be one game on here. We can find it. It's going to be Boston Red Sox. Right there they are. Reds, nighttime. Yep, got them. There's no props. Why is there no props? I don't know. So, but we gotta find something. So we come to the pitching, which is going to be here. Yes, I got it right here. Don't worry, I got you. It is Nick Martinez versus Brian Bello, the 7-10 game. We come over here, we look at the information. Why there's no props, I don't know. That's weird. But we can see, I'll show you information because by the time you watch this, there might be props up. Hey, I got you, don't worry. I won't be able to play it probably, but hey, that's cool. You can see how he has been. He had 8 innings of 1 hit ball last time out against San Diego. That's impressive. About before that, a couple innings here and there, but then 8 innings? Damn, dude. That is really impressive. All right, I see you. Then we got Bello going out there. And you can see how he has done his last several games. He's actually been fairly decent this year. Everything's 3 or lower. 7 innings of 3-hit shutout ball against the Yanks. Good stuff overall. Can't complain. Bello's been pitching really good compared to last year. So those are your pitchers. I have no props to show you. I can show you the sheet again. That's all I can show you. So this one, the continuation is a pass. The actual game today is a pass. We're going to move on to a normal slate of games. Okay, finally we can move on to a normal game. Ready? Okay, back to our normally regular scheduled programming. First game on the actual slate, not the wild doubleheader stuff. A's, Rays, which the only game that has weather today really is going to be the Rays game. So let's look over that. We can see it is Tampa 220 with an 8.5 total. We come over to our spreadsheet, we look at our numbers, and the A's offense is terrible. So, but look, certain teams are streaking. So, Rays, what are you doing? You were number 1. You were top 5 for like a month. Now you're starting to slump. But teams do that. It's an up and down. It's a roller coaster. So right now they're finally starting to slump a little bit. That ain't good. Let's look over at the pitcher props. Who's going out there today? In this one, we load up, we go A's, Rays, and this game is at noon. It's the first game today. All the other doubleheaders don't matter. This is the first game. So we got Pepio versus Mitch Spence. Those are your games. Pepio walks is 100%, means he's given up at least 2 walks in every game in the last 5 games. Pepio strikeouts against the A's, who, if you just didn't notice, guess who's 24th in strikeouts at 9.1 per game? Yes, the team in Sacramento is. That is right. So we will look at Pepio strikeouts. Mitch Spence earned runs has been pretty good, actually. He's not giving up nothing. Tampa's still really good with the bats. I don't know if I trust that, but we'll look at it. We got to look at it anyways. So Pepio strikeouts. What the hell is this even? What is this one? Oh, you got rocked last time. That's right. You gave up a nice. No, you got 4 hits. What? Yeah, they gave you. It was a real short leash. What? Tampa's known to pull you quick if you start getting roughed up a little bit. So that is concerning why they pulled him so quick. Why were you so roughed up? It was Baltimore, but man, the strikeouts do look good up until that 8, 9, 10, 7. That's still a 7.2 average, 6.5. It makes me call. I need to know what happened in this game. Was that a one-time thing? It was on the road. You're at home now. You're facing the A's. I might take it anyways. So let's look at Mitch Spencer earned runs. He's been pretty good outside of his 4 spot. That's 1.6. Pepio, what's your earned runs looking like, buddy? Ew, 2-2. Even though, yeah, 2-2 and 1.6. Both pitches are pretty good. Let's look at the actual stuff. Pepio versus A's historically, there's your numbers. Nothing really stands out, not enough at bats. Righties versus A's, a lot of green. Tampa versus righties, there you go. Spence versus Tampa. Anything? Nope, not enough at bats. So of anything I would play in this one, I would play Pepio strikeouts. I think I'm going to. 6.5 is there for, is plus 116. If I could get that down to 5.5, which I absolutely could, and I will. People, yeah. You can take the plus 116 juice if you want. I'm going to take the safer play. I'll risk some juice, no problem. 155, and you can get that at every book pretty much, which is great. So over 5.5 for the 155 is what I'm going to take on this one. Next. Our next game on the slate is going to be St. Louis and Pittsburgh. Absolutely thrilling 1-0 final yesterday. What happens to the offense? At least Gaines won a short game where it was literally 1-0. Usually he's on the losing end of those. Pittsburgh offense did enough to get the win for him because the team was. Pittsburgh got 5 wins in a row. Who, if I told you, hey, I'll give you $100 if you could tell me the top 2 streaks in baseball right now, if you didn't say Miami and Pittsburgh, I don't think anybody would guess that. Miami's at like 8 or 9. Pittsburgh's at 5. Crazy madness. That's why baseball's hard to bet. You never know what's going to happen. So moving on, 140 St. Louis with a 7.5 total. And there is that 5 spot, W5 right there for Pity. Yep, offense is doing work, helping out the pitching. Unless when Skeens pitches, because the 2 times they haven't done anything the last 5-6 games is when Skeens is pitching. It's like they know they don't need to do much for him. They're like, he's got it. Other times they want to pop off for 10, 12 runs. So whatever works. Let's go look at the pitchers. Get rid of this. Get rid of you and you. We want to load up this game. Thank you. And we see Sonny Gray going against Mitch Keller. Everything is orange. A little bit of red. Sonny Gray has been pretty nasty and not giving up earned runs. Going against Pittsburgh bats. We'll see how that lasts. Keller earned runs is right. Oh, I'm blind. There's a bright light in my eyes. There we go. Got it. Earned runs for Sonny is 1.4 in the last 5 on average. And then we got no, that was Sonny Gray. This is Keller, 2.8. You can see, and that 6 is doing a lot of work. They're both been pretty good recently, last few games. Nothing too crazy. Keller versus St. Louis historically. Well, Gorman's got 2 home runs. The first thing I see a lot of home runs just overall. I see a lot of green, a lot of at bats with green, a lot of 300s. Anybody got like 400 or 500? No, not really. Okay. Righties versus St. Louis. There you go. St. Louis likes righties. Pittsburgh versus righties. They like righties as well. Sonny Gray versus Pittsburgh. I assume Reynolds got 24 bats, 292 average, which isn't the best, but 3 home runs, 4 ribbies, and a 1.0 OPS. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So if you're looking for a dinger play, that might be the move. Or do what Adames did yesterday and just homer him because everybody took you under because you were 0 for 16 against that pitcher. And then you show him up and hit a home run. So whatever. So yeah, Frazier's got a $130. That's terrible. There's your numbers there. So I don't like either side, to be honest. I don't know what to do here. Both pitchers are good. Pittsburgh is still Pittsburgh doing his thing. St. Louis is favored for a reason. I think it's mainly because Sonny Gray's been pitching so good. They don't know how good Keller's been recently. And I think a lot of people are going to bet name on chest. They're going to look and see, oh, Pittsburgh sucks. Bet. That's what they're going to do. And those people are 0-5 in the last 5 games doing it too. So we took the money line yesterday because of it. Today, we're going to leave it alone today. I'm not liking it. Pass. Next. All right, good. Let's move on. Now we're going to, the hottest team in all of the land. We're going to Miami. Crazy to say still can't believe it. Miami is a dog again. Again, they're still dogs. Minnesota 120, 8.5 for total. In baseball, you ride streaks. This is what you do. Now, the streak will end eventually, but you want to ride the streaks in the right spots. And you can see they won 8 in a row. They're 9-1 last 10. Miami is cooking, literally. Minnesota's 3-7. They're slumping 3 in a row. Look at the numbers. Everything tells you which team's doing better. That is Miami, and they're at home. So they have a massive lead with the bats. They have an advantage with the streak, because baseball streaks are important because you can't break streaks easily in baseball like you can in football and basketball because there's no practice time. Baseball goes game, back to back. Football has a week between games. Basketball has a day or 2 between games where you can get out there and tweak things. Baseball, you got to figure it out on the fly. You eventually will get in and out of it, but it's, yeah. You might get some batting practice to work on a hit, but no, it's, yeah, you get it. So let's move over to pitchers. Who's going out there today? Let's get rid of you 2. Let's move on to, where's it out? So that's your one right there. And we got Simeon Woods Richardson, Mr. Ground Ball himself, going out there against Jansen Junk, one of the best names of the season. So 2.5 earned runs, huh? We have to look what Junk's been up to. Earned runs for Simeon. Junk has been in 2 games. He gave up 1 earned run and 5 earned runs. So his Junk's either good or not. We don't know. So it might be junk. It might be gold. Let's see. He's pitched 5 innings and 3 innings. I don't know what to do with this man because we don't know. So let's look over at Simeon, who is on earned runs, 6.6030. So he's really bad and really good. So again, another what the hell do we do with this person? We don't know because we don't. There's no consistent. We want consistency on our plays. We want averages. This isn't good for, the average is 3. That's beautiful. But which are we going to get? We're going to get the 6 or the 0. We're going to get one of the 2 probably. We go to matchups. We go Junk, obviously, who has faced Carlos Correa. historically. And then we got righties. We got the numbers there. You can see how Minnesota is versus righties. Miami versus righties themselves. There you go. And SWR versus Miami. There are your stats and nothing. There's literally a total of 5 at-bats. So it's all blind today. I obviously lean Miami because of the bats. I lean because of the home. I lean because of the streak. Miami again is +1.5. I think I might as well go with that again, literally, because Woods Richardson is this. It's the exact same thing as Junk, except Junk has only had 2 games. Simeon's had 5 games, so he's had 2 bad games, 2 good games, and an average. So your average is literally 3 as well. They're both the same. What's our total looking at? 8.5. If they both pitch well, we're going to lose probably, so that doesn't work. So I think I might have to trust everything else I said. Trust the streaking team, trust the team at home, trust the team at the bats, and we're going to go Miami because, again, you want to keep giving me numbers like this? Yeah, go ahead. I'll take it. Eventually, we're going to lose, but until then, I'm going to ride that wave. Miami +1.5. We're going to keep rocking with it. Next. All right, moving on from there, we're going to Toronto. Oh, this team right here, let me tell you something. Yankees and Blue Jays, man, talking about just starting the day off on a bad foot, the bad note. First off, Gossman only gives up 2 runs. First inning, he looked great. It was already starting to celebrate. It's like, oh, yeah, he's going to get crushed. And all of a sudden, he turns into damn Cy Young the rest of the game. Amazing. Yankees just stopped playing. And it's like, what? All right, we're investigating NBA players. How about we investigate some MLB players, too? There's some fishiness going on, I think. I don't know. Salty, I know. So today we got 125 New York. Don't care. Ain't touching that. 8.5. I will touch the over under. I ain't touching money line. Anything money line regarding New York. Fade or follow. I'm not touching it. So spreadsheet wise, I mean, it is leaning Toronto anyways. 1-3, lost 2. All that talent. You can't do more than 56%. That's crazy. Let's go to pitchers. Let's go over here. See what we got. Give me a bad pitcher so I can take it over. Just give me that. That's all I want. Bad pitching. We got Will Warren, who's over on strikeouts, going up against Toronto, who, if you didn't notice, is first in strikeouts. Toronto, who are you sending out there? Barrios? How's Barrios? Ooh, Barrios strikeouts potentially? No, he's not a strikeout dude, sadly. But he's not an earned run dude, that's for sure. Look at the numbers. The numbers, Mason. There we go. Let's see, Barrios. Yeah, Barrios is a 1.4 average in his last 5 games on average, 3 of which are 0, a 1, and then a 6 randomly. So, yeah, you can have that randomly if you're popping off zeros. I'm okay with that. And then Will Warren is also kind of the same as the last one. 4, 3, 2, 0, 0 with a 1.8 average. They're both pretty good. That doesn't help my over conversation because I have 2 bats I would take the over on. I got 2 pitchers that are pitching great. Matchup, maybe there's a bat we can look at. Anybody tee off anybody? That's what I want to see. Anybody good? The man's got 381 and 21 at bats, but nothing to show for it. That does nothing for us. Other than that, Judge has a 333 and 33 at bats with 4 home runs, 9 ribbies, and a 1.1. Judge, oh, I dare take a Judge prop. I mean, he does like facing him. He hits home runs. He hits them far. So, you know what we're going to do? Let's go look for Judge. Yeah, what the hell? Why not? Hey, I'll tell you, if it looks good, if he's hot right now, we'll probably take it. So, Judge, Yankees right there. Got it. I got this. Don't worry. Let's see. Judge. How far down do we got to get to Judge? There he is. 2.5 HR, which that's new. Nothing crazy for that. I want to see just his hits last 10. How many? So he has 0.8 hits on average in the last 10 games. Some of these are just terrible. 2 hits in both these games. HRR, home run. He's had 2. We had 2 home runs in this game against the A's. 1 here. Do we do it? Do we? Head to head? He does like face. He does hit some home runs against Toronto, and obviously some of those came against we already saw who. So let's keep going. Righties versus Yankees, Toronto versus righties, Warren versus Toronto, nothing. They've never faced Will Warren. Okay, that's the first. Cool. So if I were to take any play in this one, it would be Judge, probably, just based on the numbers, based on his history versus Barrios. But I can't justify 2.72 is HR head to head. Last 10, it's only 2.2. Last 5 is 2.6. It's a 2.5 line. This is a 1.5 line, absolutely, but it's plus 10, 110 for a reason. I'm going to pass on it. Next. All right, let's move on to the next game, which is going to be going to Atlanta. Yes. Back over here where the Braves absolutely shit the bed yesterday and did nothing good for anybody. Got the over. A little salty here too. And we got 120 for Atlanta with a 9.5. Let's go to the spreadsheet, look at our numbers. Angels have better numbers. It's clear as day. They're 6-4. Everything 6 versus 3. That tells the whole story. That's why runs are right there. Absolutely heavy lean to LA. So go to the props. Who is pitching? In this one, we could have potentially an Angel play. I'm down for it. Plus 1.5. Sign me up. If the pitching makes sense, give me good pitching. It's Kikuchi versus. Now you were supposed to pitch and you didn't. You bum. They swapped it out and they threw Mr. Eastbound and Down out there, and he goes out there and strikes out double-digit dudes randomly. Like, why'd you change it? Like, I don't know. But hey, now he's going out there today and he gives up earned runs. You're going to get Kikuchi, who does not give up many earned runs. He's actually been pretty. Yeah, 1.6 for Kikuchi. Good stuff. That's what we want to see. I'm absolutely leaning LA here. Absolutely. Your 2 games have been terrible. 4 and 6. You're not the best. Maybe Atlanta's conceding this game. That's why they swapped pitchers trying to win yesterday, and it still didn't work out. So let's look at the matchups. But I'm telling you right now, we're probably, nothing here, obviously. Angels versus righties. Yep, good stuff. Braves versus lefties. Interesting. Olson's 293, but that's about it. Everybody's kind of, Baldwin's 303. Kikuchi history versus Braves. Anybody tee up? Olson's got a 217 with 2 home runs. A lot of green, but nothing, like a lot of low numbers, nothing. Murphy's 1 for 10. 316 for Verdugo, but he's done nothing with it. That's why he's got a .771 OPS. Just, nothing. Yeah. No, I'm going Angels on the plus. What's the Angel plus line? 170. I'm okay with that. Guess what? I like plus lines when they're on the road. That gives me a little bit of cushion because, Atlanta has home field, so, and the Angels came across country. So give me LAA plus 1.5. I'm okay with that. Next. All right, let's move on. We got 4 games left on this slate. Wow, we are flying. I guess when you have that many doubleheaders, it makes sense. Next up is going to be the Cubbies. That's going to be Cleveland and Chicago. Cleveland, my God, you're still terrible. You're on a 5-game losing streak. Good job, guys. 158 for the Cubs. 8.5 was our total. Spreadsheet-wise, there's that L5. You sunk my battleship. There you go. Cleveland can't. Broke it. Cleveland cannot do anything. That is just terrible. Even strikeouts are not good at, which they were so good last year. This year they've been terrible. Bottom 10 all season. Cubs 1-1. Offense doing really good. Let's see if the pitching makes sense. If it's average or even leans anything Chicago, we're taking Chicago. Let's see if we can get that though. Cubbies right there. Load them up. We got BB versus Shota. How did Shota do his first game back last time? I didn't really remember that. Let's take a look. BB strikeout versus the Cubs. Cubs are 6 in strikeouts, so that's not going to be a play for us. But we are going to look at his earned runs. That should have. We want your earned 6.4 in your strikeout. That's why it's not a good play. No. Earned runs, you're at 2.8. See, this is pretty consistent. We like this. You're at 2.8 average. You're going to be right there around your number. That's what we want to see. We don't need giant jumps like we've seen for some of these pitchers today. So, Shota, what's your earned runs before? Okay, you've been 1 game back and you pitched 5 no earned against St. Louis. That's what we want to see. That's the good stuff we like. So all of this was before he left for a month and a half, almost staying there 2 months with an injury. So he's back now. He's doing good. Shota versus Cleveland history. There you go. Lefties versus Cleveland. They prefer righties. Chicago versus righties. They don't care. They'll take anybody. And then BB versus Chicago. A bunch of zeros. Huh. Interesting. Still leaning Cubs on the money line. Just because they can't. You got to be able to score to win. And Cleveland can't score, and you're going to get Shota, who's been looking pretty good head-to-head. The one time he faced Cleveland, gave it 3 runs, and that was last season. And a high-scoring game, too. Damn. You never faced them, so I think we want to try. So far, we got 2 pitchers that are, even though BB's at 2.8, Shota's still on the last 5. What's his last 5? 3? 1.4. So, he overall, he's still good. Whole season, he's at a 1.5. And BB the whole season is at 2.5. Yeah, so Shota's a better pitcher, clearly. Only problem is he just came back from injury, so we don't know how good he is. 1 game, St. Louis, not bad. Chicago, way better with the numbers on the bats, which you want to see. You can see that there. Streaking, you ride the streaks, good or bad. We ride the streaks, so we're going to fade Cleveland. They're going to win a game eventually. They're going to break that streak. I don't know when they're going to break it, though. This might be, I don't think it's going to be this game. So give me Chicago on the money line. They're probably going like a money line parlay. So CHC ML, we'll throw them in there. Take it. Next. Moving on, Baltimore and Texas. Let this game alone yesterday. I was glad I did too. Texas put it on Baltimore yesterday. So today is 148 with an 8.5 total. We go to the sheet. We can see our numbers. Yeah, it leans Baltimore, but they're on the road. I'm a little suspect of this one, so don't really trust it already. We come over here. I don't really like the series. Anytime they play each other, I don't like the series. I don't know why. Something about these 2 teams playing each other just makes me feel like I just don't want to touch it, because weird things happen more often than not. So we got Sagana going up against Evaldi. is going to be the clearly better pitcher probably because Sugano, there you go, 80%. He gives up earned runs. Texas's bats are starting to heat up. Baltimore's up and down. Evaldi's just a beast. We know this. Go look at his ERA. You'll see. You're not going to give me ERA? You absolute bums. The books know. They don't want to give up that money because he's going to shut Baltimore down probably. And Sugano is going to get tagged for 3, 4, 7. Wow. I lean Texas now. Evaldi, Texas, all that, absolutely. Let's look at the matchups. Evaldi versus Baltimore historically, yeah, he owns them. It's as clear as day. Righties, you can see this. Maybe he doesn't own them, but, you know, he does well. We'll put it that way. You can see there's Baltimore versus righties, Texas versus righties, and Sugano versus nobody because he's never faced them, so it doesn't help. Again, I don't like this. I lean Texas because of Evaldi because he's been so good. You know what? Let me show you. I can't just tell you. I got to show you how good he is. Make sure I'm right too, because hell, things could change. You never know. Evaldi, what you been up to, buddy? You're 4-3 with a 1.87. There we go. 75.87 whip. Disgusting. Yes. Last 5 games, he gave up 3 runs to Seattle. Before that, you gotta look when the dates are. There was a whole month difference between these games because he was out for a month. Before that, 0, 1, 0, 0. Just nastiness. First game back, 3 earned in 3 innings. I'm okay with that. He left here with 2 innings of injury, so he might go 4 or 5 innings today. Then the bullpen comes in. That is what really concerns me. So I like Evaldi, but I need the 7-inning Evaldi, not the 3-inning one. So until he hits 7 innings consistently and gets back to what he's been doing, which might be another 1 or 2 starts, I'm going to be cautious with Texas, especially with the bats being in the bottom half. We're going to pass. Next. All right, 2 games left. Now we're moving on to Houston and Colorado. And scroll down. Currently, we see it is 250 for Houston with another 11.5 total. All right. Yeah, did you not learn your lesson yesterday? So it was 6-5 final. That was a win for us. So today we see the numbers. Colorado's bats are average. Houston is kind of struggling still, even though they put up 6 runs yesterday in like 1 inning and then did nothing else the rest of the game. Weird. 8-2 versus 2-8. Different tales of the tape. We come and look at the numbers. Get rid of you two. We're done with you. We come over here. We load up Houston. Get rid of you. Boop, boop, boop. Gomber versus Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown, that's why Houston's favorite 250, because Hunter Brown is good. Look at all the red. And it's mostly Hunter Brown under 2.5 earned runs has been nice. Gomber has been, how have you been decent? Your 3.5 earned runs is 60%. That ain't what you want to see. Hunter Brown, nasty, 0.8 ERA. ERA is 0.8 in the last 5 on average. Disgusting numbers. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Gomber, 3.8. Clearly leaning Houston. This is the point where I think Hunter Brown is going to deal like usual. So let's look. Gomber versus Houston historically, and they tee off on this, man. Holy shit. Walker has a 4.12 average and 17 at bats with 2 homers and a 1.3. Yeah, Isaac, 7, I think it's Isaac. 7 at bats, 571 with a home run with a 1.6. Yeah, you see the numbers. They do well. Lefties for against Houston, there they go. Colorado versus righties, and then Brown versus this, nobody. There's a couple home runs, but nothing. No, Brown's too good. So let's go actually look at the bats. I'm kind of curious now about the other 2. So let's load up the Houston Rockies game and see who stands out in this one. Who are we looking for? I just forgot their names all of a sudden. It is nope. We're looking for you and Walker. Gotcha. Got it. I know what I'm doing now. Let's see. Cam Smith, Doyle, Smith, Runner, Hunter. Then it drops off. Then nobody shows up, huh? Really? Yeah, Houston's bats are doing pretty bad right now, so I guess it makes sense. Oh, okay. So this feels like another lower scoring game. I don't trust Gomber that much because he does give up runs. Because you can see he gave up 9 to Arizona. He could almost hit the over by himself, but then he shuts down the Dodgers in 5 innings. What? A game that ended 3-1. He shuts down Atlanta. A game they won 10-1. What? Man, weird. And Hunter Brown's out here just pitching absolute gems. Every game he pitches and goes under, basically. So, do we do under 11.5 again? Do we do it? No, because I don't trust Colorado's pitcher. I trust Brown all day, which means I should probably just look at the numbers and say, okay, cool. If I'm taking a side, I'm just going to say Houston, but I'm not only going to take him I'm going to do a money line parlay. How about that? I know some of you love these, so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put Houston in the money line parlay, but I'm not going to take a play on them because the parlay is 250 on the money line. I would have to take Houston 1.5. You see this number? You see his line? What's the shenanigans right here? You know what we could do? We'll do what we did with the Phillies a couple days ago. We're going to go first 5 half. I'll explain when we get there. So we put the 5 innings, which means we're going first 5. We come over to the run line. We look for Houston, and we see in the first 5, half is minus still 170. My God, that's so pricey. -1 is 144. So that means if they're not winning by two, if they're winning by 1, it's a push. Anything else below that, they're losing. Or if they're up, they have to be winning by 2 or more to be covering. Ugh, that is, who is offering that? Profit X. I like to pick books like all people have, and not many people are using Profit X yet. So, ugh. Man, oh man. Okay, no, I'm not, no. I say that, I'm gonna do it. Okay, we're having fun. Hey, betting's supposed to be fun, right? So let's do it. I'm gonna set Houston on the half, which means they cannot be tied. They cannot be losing at the top of the 6th inning. They have to be winning. It doesn't matter by how much. They have to be winning at the top of the 6th. That means Houston Brown, Hunter Brown should give up nothing, hopefully, and then Houston can somehow get at least 1 run off of Gomber. I think we're going to be all right. So if they just do what he usually does and gives up like 3 or 4, great. So Houston is my play. I'm going to go Houston minus 0.5, first 5. There we go. That's the play. Next. Okay, I thought I was in the last one. No, I have 2 more after this. What am I talking about? I have 3 games left. I got San Fran, Arizona, KC, Seattle, and Chicago, and the Dodgers, because yeah, there's a lot of games today. So yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, San Fran and Arizona's up next. Currently, Arizona's 130 with an 8.5 total. We come over here to the sheet, and we can see, loaded up, the numbers. San Fran's struggling, lost 4 in a row. Arizona's doing average, I guess you say, but nothing really standing out there. Let's get rid of you two. Change this over to your Giants and Diamondbacks. Kelly is going up against Rup. Let's look at the earned runs, because neither one. Remember, Kelly's strikeouts looking nasty, actually. Hold up, we might look at this. Playing the Roots are pretty good with earned runs. 1.8. Damn, dude. What are your 7, 7, 7, 7, 8? You're averaging 7.2 and a 5.5. Well, even if you only get 6, we still hit, because 5.5 is nice. How in San Fran is 15th in strikeouts, and they're 9.3 on the 9.4 on the road too, which is nice. I think Merrill Kelly might be a good strikeout prop. Let's go look at the matchup history with them. Merrill Kelly versus San Fran. Do they tee off on him at all? Adames does a little bit, 22 with 364 with 2 home runs, but yeah, we'll see how he does today. He hit a home run yesterday. He broke that 0 for 16. I think it was against the same pitcher. I don't know. I just know I saw he hit a home run. I don't remember what it was. Whatever. So other than that, and then Yastrzemski has 43 at bats with 3 home runs. That's a lot of at bats to get 3 home runs. So I'm not too concerned. And you see the strikeout numbers. Yeah, decent enough. And you see Rockies for San Fran, Arizona versus Rockies, and Rup versus Arizona. I think I like Merrill Kelly. I like this. It's a good line. We're over 6.5 will be our cushion. We got 7.2. We got even more cushion. It's a good odd. Yeah, let's go for it. And he's at home. Kelly over. And I took Kelly strikeouts last time it hit, so I'm good. Over 5.5 Ks. That's all I need. Don't need anything else other than that. So strikeouts, yes. Kelly for the Ks. Am I gonna take anything else? No. I like this. We'll take that. Next. All right, moving on to KC and Seattle. And we got this one, and currently it is 175 Seattle with a 7.5 total. We look over at those spreadsheets, and we can see our numbers. KC still struggling to score. They love being 30th in runs, 2 and 8. It's clearly a Seattle game, clearly. Let's look at the pitchers, and this bad boy, load them up right there, and we see it is Logan Gilbert versus Noah Cameron. Cameron started off that first couple games looking amazing, but how has he done since? And let's get Gilbert earned runs as well. And we also need to look at, well, they're both top 9 in strikeouts, so I don't know about that. Yeah, he got roughed up against Dodgers and Yankees, so he's good against the iffy teams, but the talented teams, they rough him up. Seattle's looking good with the bats too. Gilbert earned runs has been, well, he's only pitched in 3 games since he's been back, and he's not looked himself. How's the strikeouts looking? Yeah, 10, 6, and 7, sure. KC is 5th in strikeouts. They're 7.4 on the road, though. His number's 6.5 at a plus 105. I don't like this. I don't trust Noah Cameron one damn bit, because you see he's very all over the place. All over the damn place. And then we have Gilbert, who is just, he's still 3 games in. The earned runs are high. The strikeouts are okay. It's the earned runs that are questionable. You're giving up 4 to Texas. That's a little concerning. His KC has no offense. We know this. But damn, I might take that strikeout prop, because I keep looking at KC and realizing their bats are absolute garbage right now. 207 average, 2.6. They're 26 in hits, 29th in RBIs. They don't strike out much, but sometimes you got to look at a strikeout pitcher like Gilbert, who is absolutely a strikeout pitcher. He is that dude. So let's go head to head. What's that head to head look like? Last time I faced him, he got 7. That was last season. It's been over a year since they've seen him. That's good for him as a pitcher. All right. I got to go for it. This is Gilbert 6.5, such a nice number. Yeah, last 10, his average is 7.4. Last 5, his average is 7. It's 6.5. And I can probably even get a better line, can I? Nope, 5.5 is too much. This is risky. This is not my cushion zone, but Gilbert clearly, we know, has the talent to strike anybody out. He's that good. And you can see where he's at. I want to take this because I just want to do it. Just because. So you don't have to take this play. You don't want to take any play. Take the plays you want to take. So I'm going Gilbert over strikeouts just because I want something extra in this one. So now, do I trust that, or do I trust? Because I don't trust his earned runs at all. I don't trust Noah Cameron. They both have the talent to easily shut this down. This is why we're not looking at overs. We're not looking at unders. I don't trust any of that. But I will trust Gilbert strikeouts. And I'll probably throw Seattle in the money line. So just because I don't trust Casey's offense. So Gilbert strikeouts is my play. Let's move on to the last one. All right, lastly, we got White Sox and Dodgers. Dodgers are 310. Yeah, they won yesterday. Good job, but 310 is expensive. 9.5 is our total. Let's go to the sheet. We see our numbers. Clearly leans Dodgers. 2v28 on the runs. They're almost tripling up the runs. That's crazy. Not really, but close. You can see everything else. It's all Dodgers. And they're at home. Good stuff. Let's look at the pitchers. Who's going out there in the last game of the day? Game number 18. 19 if you want to go to half of the first in the Boston Cincinnati game. Burke versus Kershaw. It's a Kershaw game, huh? All right. Kershaw's been, well, how has Kershaw been? I don't really remember exactly. Burke, 3.5. That's not a good line to have, but it's 20%. Not bad. Kershaw earned runs, 1.4. Yeah, dude's been cooking in the month of June. That was his month. And then Burke has been actually doing quite well outside the Houston game. Not bad, actually. You take out this, his average is still a 2.2 with a 7 earned run spot. That means 2-1. What is this? That's a 1 earned run average outside this one game. Not bad. Kershaw versus Chicago historically. Who is Slater? Because he has 24 at bats, well, 250, which means he is, what is that, 6 for 24, and 3 of them have gone into the stands. That's impressive. Who is you? Might have to put you in a night. I don't know if you play or not, but if you do, because I don't know many White Sox players. I'll keep it real. Do you know them? I don't know them. So, yeah, that might be somebody worth throwing a little bit of coin on a home run lay just for a couple other plays we saw today, too. So, yeah, there you go. Let's go with lefties for Chicago. Dodgers versus lefties. Eisert is the pitcher going out there for Chicago, and we don't see anything there. So, yeah, I don't like this game. I don't like it. Yeah, I lean Dodgers, obviously. I'll probably throw them in the money line. They're not doing this as bad as the Yankees are. So at least if they're going to lose, I can get to the point where it's like alive when they lose. So, but no, I'll trust the Dodgers at home. On the money line, I'm not going to. What's the 1.5? 150. The bats are too good right now. Yeah, we'll go Dodgers -2, -1.5. We'll do it. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Dodgers 1.5 because I don't think the White Sox can score. I don't care how good Burke has been pitching. He faced Houston. They teed off on him, so it's possible. Kershaw should dominate against White Sox, especially at home. Give me Dodgers 1.5 at -150, and we're going to call it there. We're going to go look at the actual money line parlay now. We got to go all the way back to the top. But the top, mega drop. So we're going to go roll through the list. That was just easier for me. So we're going to do a money line parlay for certain. So let me just clear it out. So first off, A's in Tampa. I lean Tampa. I don't trust Pepio's runs exactly, so we're not going to put him in there. I really don't want to put in the day games in there. I like my money line parlay to actually be alive for more than an hour. Thanks, New York. But hey, whatever. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. I passed on this game completely. No chance. Washington, Detroit. I leaned over, obviously. I don't know who's going to win this game. Look at the pitching. So good. Second game in this was a pass, just because, not a chance. We go to Philly to San Diego. First game was a pass from yesterday. Second game was a strikeout props, and I don't like anybody to win this one. We go this one. Milwaukee had a plus in the first one, and I have a strikeout prop in the second one. Does nothing for us. I don't care about, no. Doubleheaders? No, not a chance they're going in my parlay. Not a chance in hell. Miami? I already got Miami on the plus. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trust Miami. We're going to go Miami. Again, I know. We're going to ride the streak. Crazy thoughts, I know. Toronto Yankees, nope, not a chance in hell I'm touching that one. You ain't nothing in this game's under my parlay. Nothing. You stay away. bad teams, bad. Let's go Atlanta Angels. I already got the Angels in the plus. Do I dare put them in the parlay? That will juice that bad boy up real good too. You know what? We're gonna do it. Sometimes you just gotta trust the numbers, right? Trust the numbers. Trust the numbers. Cubbies versus Cleveland. Yep, absolutely throwing the Cubs in there. They're at home. Love that. What else are we gonna throw in there? Texas, Baltimore. I don't want none of that in game. None of that. Colorado, Houston. No. Yeah. Well. I already got Houston in the first 5, so let's throw Houston in there. All right. I keep seeing red for Houston's bats. I'm like, well, they're facing Colorado, so that might be okay. So Houston, that's a 4-legger. Let's see if we can keep going. Seattle, I do like. Now this one I didn't try. I don't like Decide because I like Gilbert strikeouts. I just don't trust his earned runs because either pitcher can pitch great. We've seen that. They're both very inconsistent. So not trusting the money line on this one. Not at all. I do lean Seattle. I'm not going to trust it. Arizona, San Fran, no. This was a strikeout game. And then lastly, we took the Doyers at 1.5 anyway. So let's just go ahead and do LAD in the money line. That gives us a 5-team MLP, which, hey, that works, right? Doesn't that? I think that works. That's pretty good stuff. Can't be worse than that, I don't think. So, yeah, let me actually copy this and go back and then do this so it's all in one line so it looks good. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, very good. So that's the money line parlay. It's going to be Miami, Angels, Cubs, Houston, Dodgers. I know Miami and the Angels, right? I know. But hey, whatever. Do what we do. If you don't like it, switch it around. I don't care. Your money, not mine. My money going on these. So, hey, whatever. Those are my plays. Let's go to the schedule. Let's look at tomorrow. Thankfully, we don't have 1,000 games tomorrow. We have a whopping 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games. Oh, a break, thankfully. I appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what games you're playing. If you have questions about anything, put those in the comments. I'll answer as many as I can. So if I missed anything, put that in the comments. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. So go check out the HQ if you want a recap of the plays. We're a nice list of them. Or if you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research and check out Outlier for the props, all the basic stuff. Appreciate you being here. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday for a much shorter slate. Peace.